Unika Kisuke, or as I'd like to call her, the energy drink, is the latest rookie, except for losing a few days. In Guilty Gear Town, and she's absolutely monkey brain. Since she's a new character, we don't really have a design to compare her to. Oh wait, I lied. They changed the helmet, and honestly, it's so much cooler. It goes better with the whole tech gear fit she got going on. Give her a scythe, and the Celti look is complete. So, what's her deal? TLDW, she's, well, was a really angry girl that wants to kill all the gears in the world somehow. And the long version, as with all Guilty Gear characters, is a lot more complicated than that. So she's a girl from the future that was sent by her father to the past to meet her father's past self to perfect a gear virus to kill all the gears, but by the power of friendship and Bridget, they convince her to not be evil anymore. Also, it turns out that she's actually a gear all along, and she's actually Kai and Dizzy's daughter from the future, who was groomed into a killing machine by a racist politician. And since she didn't want to die from the gear virus, she helps them save the world by traveling into the PS2 dimension with Sin and killing him with a big Kamehameha. And she goes on to live her life happily ever after. Or at least that's where the anime ends with her explanation. In the actual game, it seems like it's months after the anime, because there's a few things we kinda missed, like how she got Kai's necklace, or when did she get a dragon soul, or how she got Kai's freaking Thunder Seal sword. None of this was shown. It's just there in the game in her intros and shit. So yeah, there's a lot not explained, but from what we can glean from her arcade mode, she seems to have come back from some long journey, and now she's trying to work for the government, taking Giovanna as her supervisor, teacher, or whatever. And that's kind of odd since she was a fucking terrorist that endangered the rulers of multiple countries and the world in general, but they've done this twice before, so what's the harm in one more? I have a lot of thoughts on the anime, some good, some really bad, but I'll leave that to a different video. Now, her theme.
It's called Carpe Diem, and it's not Green Day, but it rocks just as hard.
It's her classic Strive song. Guitar riffs peak, drums peak, but I want to highlight two parts especially. The Carpe Diem chant at the end, choir in the song is an instant like for me. And the second part, of course, the leitmotifs. And that's leitmotifs with an S, because there's more than one in this song. And the only other Strive theme, I think, to do this is with her brother Sin, with the exact same songs too. Holy Orders and OZI-G-BE. But the thing is, with Sin's theme in Strive, they squish both themes, mixing them into a singular riff. But with Unika's theme, the riffs are in sequence, with Holy Orders first, followed by OZI-G-BE. It's kind of cool how they reserve this dual leitmotifs thing with the Kisuke family. And speaking of Kisuke family, her gameplay must be hereditary because she plays just like her bro and dad, but with a lot of extra spices to keep things fresh. Her normals aren't the fastest, but they're still pretty good. Far slash is huge, 5H is kind of fast and is a big wall of you gon' die, 2S is a really good far reaching low, JS is good for air poking and far jump-ins, JH is good for cross-ups and really deep jump-ins, and all the other normals are pretty standard. Where the real sauce is, not reaching her specials, is in her command normals. Well, except for 6B, that one's pretty standard too. Her far slash and heavy slash normals have two follow-ups each, where you press the respective buttons again with neutral or down input, which extends the block string, like 5H being a projectile, 2S being a low, 2HS being a launcher, and 5S being a smaller version of Michael's sword. Michael knife, if you will. She also has a JD that's a small projectile that shoots at a steep angle, and her final command normal is a bit different. Rather than an attack, it's a stance, and that's 6H. It'll have her perform a stance for a short period of time, and during that stance, she enters mode Arbalest. During this mode, whenever she cancels her stance animation into a special, that special becomes enhanced, indicated by the blue lightning instead of red and black. And the enhanced versions of these specials, well, except for one, all have different properties. But that's not all mode Arbalest can do. She can also dash cancel it, meaning whenever she enters this mode, she can just dash cancel and even Kara cancel into a special, keeping the mode Arbalest enhanced version of the special. Oh, and this isn't just limited to 6H. Remember those other command normals I mentioned? Yeah, whenever she does them, she enters mode Arbalest in the middle of them as well, meaning
she can dash cancel and dash Kara special cancel in the middle of a block string that doesn't end in close slash or 5k, all while keeping the enhanced version of these moves. That's kind of insane. And of course, to make it easier, all of the special moves can be performed with simple shortcuts during mode Arbalest. And speaking of special moves, anti-multi-type gear streak, or AMTG streak. Yeah, this is a laser projectile that starts up a bit slow but then just shoots really quick. It's pretty oppressive, but it's minus on block. But when enhanced with Arbalest, it has a guard crush, making it plus 12, and on hit, it doubles the damage and causes a hard knockdown. Next, we got anti-aerial type gear Blitz, or AATG Blitz, which is just Kai's aerial stun edge. A projectile in the air that's pretty minus, but when enhanced when done after JD, it can cause a normal knockdown and is a hell of a lot less disadvantageous. Next is anti-terrestrial type gear Penetrate, or ATTG Penetrate. This is Stun Dipper, or Gun Dipper, if you will. It's a low profile advancing to hidden low that's kind of slow on startup, and it's also minus, but when enhanced, it becomes 4 hits and it's safe from block, and on hit, it causes a hard knockdown. Next is ATGG Top Attack, the Hoof Stomp or Greed Sever move. This is her overhead. It swipes way above Unika, hidden kind of far in front of her, but the weird thing is that you can't combo into red RC. You can red RC, but the burst won't hit, they just roll out. But when enhanced, besides the slight frame and damage improvements, it causes a ground bounce and hit, allowing for more combos, and can also combo into red Roman cancel. Next we got anti-colossal type gear Blast Off, or ACTG Blast Off. This is her DP. It's 2 hits with the second hit whiffing on crouchers and leaving her grounded throughout the entire duration. The enhanced version of this move launches higher and wall bounces, allowing you to do some insanely damaging combos. Like all DPs, it's extremely minus, but you can just whip it out and just bang a huge area in front of you. And the last of her specials, we got something from her mom and grandma, Blaze a Trail, which is basically just Michael's sword, but red. This special can be used during mode Arbalest, even with the shortcuts, but there's no enhanced version. It's the same regardless of modes. Well, anyway, it's a kind of slow but huge disjoint horizontal slash that causes a hard knockdown on hit, a tumble on counter hit, and guard crushes on block. But despite the guard crush, it's still minus. But it's still so satisfying to hit this move. It just gives that oomph. Now onto her supers. We got Mega Death Buster, her reversal super. It has 2 hits and triggers a mini cinematic when the first hit is a clean hit at close range. The second hit whiffs on crouchers too, like her DP, but unlike her DP, it can be RC. This super can also be performed during mode Arbalest for an enhanced version, but all it does is give a damage buff. Next, we have Weapons Free, a super she has access only when she's at 30 HP or lower. Kinda similar to Kai's Dragon Install. When it hits, it launches the opponent into the air, similar to a Charged Dust, and goes into her Dragon Install transformation. That wasn't in the anime, by the way. And also similar to Charged Dust, Unika homes in on them in the air to perform a combo, but this time, she's armed with Kai's Thunder Sail, so that's how she's been enhancing her moves. But the thing about this move is, it's kind of bad. I mean, it's not invul, and the cinematic combo part of the super, which where the main damage is, only happens when you hit them on the ground. Not on a wall stick, not when they're airborne. No, you just get a wall break and juggle hit respectively. And for 50 tension, that's kinda tough. But let's see what you get when you do get the cinematic hit. Now in this state, you have access to all new normals and a new 50 tension ending. On P, you do a small directional tracking stab that leaves you on the same side. On K, you do a tracking thrust that crosses through the opponent. It's kind of slow, but it's good for repositioning. On S, you do a horizontal slash that has similar properties to P, leaving you on the same side, but it does a little less damage. Then again, it's the fastest normal you have during Weapons Free. On Heavy Slash, you do an upward vertical thrust that doesn't track the enemy, but is your most damaging normal doing Weapons Free, with a clean hit giving even more damage when you hit them at the center. But how would you hit this when you start with the enemy in front of you instead of above? That's where Dust comes in, a command dash that deals no damage but can be used in all 8 directions to properly position yourself to continue a Weapons Free combo. It's especially useful to hit the Heavy Slash during Weapons Free. This can also be performed with the dash map, and every Weapons Free sequence automatically ends with Star Divination, an ender that stabs the enemy back down to the ground and grants Unika a positive bonus. There's no input for this, it just kinda happens. But if you do want to end Weapons Free yourself, you can burn 50 tension for Star Divination Annihilate, a much higher damage version of Star Divination that leads to the same positive bonus, and man does it look sick. Would have been cool to see it in the freaking anime. So yeah, Unika is strong, not broken, but definitely monkey brain easy, and spits damage. Even with the added complexity of the whole mode Arbalest thing, you can really just smash and get shit happening on the screen without much thought. You can definitely think with her, but she's one of the easiest characters to just autopilot when you get used to her moves. I really wish we had more info on her, especially what she did between dual rulers and her appearance in Strive. Besides all these holes, her reveal and story were handled pretty good. Makes me wonder how they'll handle Lucy. From her trailer, I can guess that they'll say, oh, the Guilty Gear world was accessed through her net running the backyard or something. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Anyway, see ya.
Faster and faster, dude. It's like